Hello, hello. Happy Fitness Friday, tribe. I am super excited to be here this morning and chat with you guys. I've had so many things come up when thinking about how to prepare for this video and talk to you this morning because I feel like it's so important to talk about motivation, how to start a fitness program, how to stay motivated, how to really reach and exceed your goals. And it's something that comes up a lot for me as a trainer and as a fitness professional for years. And I've heard just about everything you can imagine about why people can't start a program, why they can't finish it, why they can't stay committed to it. And it's just, I've learned a lot about, where people are coming from with starting a fitness program and doing something for themselves. And so I'm going to try to break this into a couple of parts. I've got some questions up here. I really want you to answer them for me. Take the time to answer them for me, because as we go through this, I'm going to keep asking you some questions. So this will be fun this morning. If you're here, say hi. I'd love to see you. And if you have questions, please let me know. But first, I want to start with a couple things. So starting a fitness program. Yeah. So if you're here, how many of you are currently doing exercise consistently on a consistent basis? If you are here and you consistently have an exercise program, I want you to type the number 1 right now. If you are here and you do not have a consistent exercise program, it's okay. It's all right. But I want you to type the number 2 here. Let's just play a little game. Okay. So 1, you have a consistent program. 2, you don't. Okay. So most of the time, if you are a 2, I'll say, hey, why don't you have a consistent exercise program? I mean, you need it. It's good for you. It's going to improve your life. It's going to, help you do the things that you want in your life. It's going to improve your health. It's going to do all these wonderful things for you. Most people will say, I don't have the time. Actually, I would say 9 out of 10 people will say, I don't have any time. So what's causing that disconnect? And it's so funny to me because people are always so focused on the try. They focus on, I don't have the time. Actually, you do have the time. We all know you have the time because, like I told my husband a couple of weeks ago, I don't have any time. I want to, finish this program I'm in and I want to do this education. But yet I sit on the couch with him at night and we watch an hour's worth of TV. Well, I do have the time. I'm just choosing a different action because obviously that goal or end result is not important to me enough to choose the action that's going to get me there. So first and foremost is you've got to figure out why there's that disconnect. And I'll tell you a reason why. So most of the time people focus on the try, the action that will get you there. And most of the time with exercise, the action involves a pain point, right? So most of the time we're thinking about, oh, I've got to go to the gym and I've got to get my gym bag and I've got to get my workout clothes and I've got to go over there after work. It's going to take 20 minutes to get there. It's going to have traffic. I'm going to get there. The machines are going to be crowded. All these pain points about why they can't. All these pain points involve all these action things that create this resistance. But what truly matters is the why. So we forget to focus on the outcome and instead we focus on the action. And most of the time with the exercise as the goal or a fitness program as a goal, the action is the pain points that we point out. We don't want to go to the gym and take that time away from our family. We don't want to go to the gym. We don't want to have to drag our bag around. We don't want to have to wait for equipment, all of these things. And then we think about, oh, well, I'm never going to get there. I really want to run this marathon, or I really want to swim in this race, or I really want to do a try, or I really want to lose 10 pounds. I'm never going to get there. Again, we're staying in the pain point of the action instead of focusing on the outcome and the result. And the outcome and the result is your why, right? So the outcome and the result is where our focus and intention needs to be. That is the cause of how motivation changes and how you can change. It's not, it's really interesting to me. It's become, because change is never, how do I say this? Change is never a matter of ability. It's a matter of motivation. So if you're going to change something, it's not about changing and having the ability to change. It's about having the motivation to change. And the motivation lays within your why, not in the try. Okay, and I've talked about that a lot lately. So your focus has got to be your why, and your focus has got to be your outcome every day. So when you wake up in the morning, you can't think about, oh, I have to go to the gym and I have to run 3 miles because I'm trying to run this half marathon. I'm never going to get there. It's going to be so hard. I don't want to go. No, you think about how you're going to feel and how great your life is going to be and how much you're going to change when you show up for yourself and you commit to the process and stay in the step you're in. So when we have these grandiose goals and they're way out there and they feel completely unattainable, we get caught up in the action. And that action is where we get derailed. So if you can think about the outcome instead of the action, you're going to always have success and you're going to be able to stay motivated, because that outcome is where our purpose is and what we truly want. And that goes to everything, right? Like I have my goals are on my board. They're right here. I have them. I write them out. I don't focus on the action. I write out the outcome. So what do I want to happen? Well, if you want to lose 15 pounds, that's the outcome that you want. But why? Why do you want to lose 15 pounds? What's that going to change in your life? How's it going to make you feel? So it's a really interesting thing that happens when you start to show up for yourself. You stay in the step you're in and you focus on the end result and the why, right? So that's taking too much of a chunk out of what you're trying to do. So if you think about the marathon, that's a painful point to think about if you're just starting a fitness program. But if you think about today's workout or today's 3-mile run, staying in the step you're in, that's a great way to get your motivation up, because you're going to find success in those little wins. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with your motivation and staying on track with your fitness goals too is what people really don't understand about fitness is that it's really about routine. And so when people are trying to take that first step into fitness, it's really funny what your brain does. So in the beginning stages of setting into a routine, and that's why my programs are 5 weeks long, is because 5 weeks, 30 days it takes to set a routine. But in that 5th week is where you kind of really, really insert it into your life. And so you almost have to feel like you're injecting this new routine into your life. And it does take a little bit more time in the beginning. But what slowly starts to happen is if you take it and you implement it into your life, and it becomes part of your routine, and it becomes part of what you do in the day, and you commit to that irrevocably, and you show up, it becomes part of your life. So that it doesn't interfere with your life, right? It just becomes a part of. And so what happens when we don't show up every day, or we don't commit, and we don't irrevocably commit, it becomes an interruption in our life instead of a part of. Okay. So what I challenge you to do is, yes, it might take more time to get into that routine in the beginning. It might take a lot more thought. You might have to sit down and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do in order to get those goals met. This is what I'm going to do in order to implement this routine into my life. But at the end, it's like clockwork. Your brain changes. And the more you do, the more you commit to showing up, the easier and less time it takes for you to do that when you focus on the outcome, what you truly want: healthy life, better life. You want to live an adventure, and you want to be able to experience things. You want to be able to live your life to the fullest and longest, right? That's our point. So that's part of it. The other thing that is really important when you're trying to stay focused and you're trying to get into a fitness routine is to bring people on board with you. So it's really important to have a community of support. And that's another reason why my program works so well, is that there's this community of support there with the Facebook group that we encourage and motivate each other. But a really important thing is to talk to your family. Set them up for what you're going to do. Have a conversation at dinner and say, my health is important to me. It's a priority in my life. And I know that it's important for you as my family to support me in that, because you want me to be healthy and you want me to be happy, right? Get your family on board. Talk to your significant other, your spouse. Talk to your kids. Explain to them why it's important, that you need their support, and that you're really doing something for yourself to make sure that you can show up better for them. Because when you show up for you, you show up better for life. And when you irrevocably commit to something and you stay in the step you're in and you reach a goal, that can change the way you view yourself. It can change your confidence, and it can empower you. So another thing to think about is, when was the last time that you irrevocably committed to a goal and not only met it, but exceeded it? When was the last time? Can you remember? If you can't remember, I challenge you to use this vessel of fitness. I challenge you to set a goal right now. I challenge you to write it down specifically. Now, when I say specifically, I do not mean I want to lose some weight. I do not mean I want to get in better shape. That is not a specific goal, and it cannot be attained. Because if you say you want to lose some weight, I'm like, here, you lost a pound. Now you're done, right? No, you've got to set a specific goal that you will reach with a time frame attached to it. So I will lose 8 pounds in 5 weeks on Jay Led's 5-week transformation program. That's a specific goal. Okay, that's your outcome. You're not going to think about, oh, I have to go get my workout clothes and it's going to be hard to get over there and I don't have time. And no, you're going to think about the outcome. And that's what's going to happen. And then your why. And why do you want to lose those 8 pounds in 5 weeks? Do you want to lose those 8 pounds in 5 weeks because you're going to feel more confident, because you think you're going to feel better and you're going to be able to run faster at your next race? What is your why? So right now it's going to take you probably 5 minutes out of your life. But if you really want to commit to a fitness program and you want to stay the course for the long haul, you've got to figure out your why, and you've got to focus on the outcome. All of your attention, just like we talked about in another one of my live videos, my dog Nina and her squirrel, when she gets her mindset on that squirrel, nothing, she just wants that squirrel. Nothing else matters. You've got to focus your attention on the outcome that you want. Okay, so there's a few tips. Now, I also want to share with you one other thing. So there's this wonderful thing about, and I'm not saying any of this is, I said it was simple. I never said it was easy, right? So I'm not going to tell you that this is easy. I'm telling you that I'm going to give you the framework in my programs to make it simple. But it's good. Things are going to get thrown at you, right? Life is going to come. Things are going to get knocked over. Just prepare for that. Prepare for disastrous interruption. And that's why that routine is so important. But prepare for disastrous interruption. So that means that no matter what is coming at you, no matter what is being thrown at you, you are committed to that outcome. That outcome means you have to show up for the step that you're in. Okay. So for instance, if you're at work and you've got your bag in your car and you're going to the gym, or you know you're going to come home and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go straight to your bedroom and you're going to do your workout, because you can do my workouts at home. That's what you're going to do. What's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, your daughter's going to call. She needs a ride. Your husband needs this. She's got to go over and pick it up here. So you've got to go pick up the kids from soccer. Whatever it is, those things are just prepare for that. So, okay, great. Yes, you do have to go pick up the kids from soccer. Yes, you do have to go grab your daughter. But guess what? You're still going to come home. And even though that took an extra 30 minutes that you weren't planning on, that's part of life. Get over it. Get on track with your goal. Get over what happened and get on track with the outcome that you want. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. We're all going to have distractions. We're all going to have things happen. We're all going to have things come up. But your job is to stay focused on your ultimate outcome. Okay, so those are some tips this morning. I haven't seen any questions yet, or maybe I'm just not seeing them because I still can't see some of them when you guys are live and asking questions. So hopefully you answered some of those questions. I'll look at it in just a few minutes and I'll answer questions if you have them. But I just want to revisit some of that just before you get off of this call with me or this live video. Focus on your why, not your try. That's what we talked about the other day, and that applies to this as well. So figure out your why. Write down your goal, your ultimate outcome, and why you want that ultimate outcome. Give yourself a specific goal to reach, a time frame to do it in, and then put it where you can see it every day and focus your attention there, and you'll reach your goals. Okay, guys, well, there's my little soapbox for this morning, and I hope that it was helpful for you. If you do have questions, please post them here, and I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to see you answer those questions to see if you really have ever committed 100% irrevocably to yourself and to one of your goals, and have you exceeded, and not only have you met it, but not only met it, but exceeded it. And maybe look back and see what you did to reach that goal, and then do the same thing with your fitness. Use the fitness as a vessel to improve your life and to show up for yourself, to gain confidence and empower yourself so that you can live the best life that you possibly can and the healthiest life that you possibly can. It's really interesting when you start to show up for your fitness and yourself, you really start to bring up how you show up for your life. I mean, it really does translate. It's really interesting when you gain that confidence and being able to commit to yourself and prove to yourself that you can, a lot of stuff changes. And you start to prove to yourself that you can do a lot of things that you might not have thought you could. All right, guys, well, have a great Friday, and I will see you next week. I've got some fun things planned for next week. I want to share some recipes on our Fitness Friday live for Thanksgiving, some healthy alternatives. And if you have not signed up for my newsletter, do that, because I'm putting a whole bunch of healthy, family-friendly Thanksgiving recipes and holiday recipes in my newsletters this month. So take a look at those. Okay, guys, have a great Friday. Bye.